review my rule. We have a recording in progress. So that was a little bit late. So just in case you're just coming in now on that, we are ruling on the question of electronic meetings. Because Robert's rules defines the meeting as happening in one place in a single room and relevant to the member rights of participation, I'm going to rule that the point is well taken.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
There is an issue with continuing with the electronic participation in this meeting. We have a point
of order, Mr. Chair. Point of order. The bylaws supersede Robert's rules. Article 6, Section 1 reads, these meetings may be conducted de facto or informally via such events as the Foolish Things Literary Salon or other venues that may be of interest to Libertarian Party members. I put it forward that Zoom is a venue as defined in the bylaws.
Your point is not well taken, and the reason why is because that is an ambiguity in the bylaws, but it is not relevant to electronic.
I appeal the ruling of the chair.
We have an appeal of the ruling of the chair. Is there a second?
Objection.
Seconded.
Kelly, second.
Second, right? On the same.
No, I reversed my prior ruling in favor of Mr. Jackson. Now the ruling is being appealed. We'll accept the appeal.
So Daniel motions the appeal.
However, I will note that my ruling is effective until it is successfully appealed. So the only members that will be able to vote on the appeal are those physically in this room at this time.
I object. That takes away the standing rights of members. You cannot do that de facto. You cannot just take the rights away before any kind of vote of the body.
Thank you. I'm so glad you care so much.
You cannot appeal to the menu.
I appeal that ruling of the chair as well.
We will take.
You cannot appeal to the menu.
We'll take the vote of the appeal of the ruling of the chair. My ruling is that electronic participation in meetings is not adequately specified in the bylaws to allow a hybrid meeting of this sort where all members' rights will be respected. This risks voiding the meeting, risks other problems.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. You cannot credentialed delegates.
Pardon me.
Mr. Chair, please call to order.
I call the members to order. I am explaining my ruling and then we vote the appeal. My ruling is that the members here in this room are the only ones which would be authorized under the parliamentary authority and bylaws to vote this convention. Now, we have an appeal to the ruling of the chair. I believe you raised it as a second, but I'm not going to recognize it from the
point of inquiry. Wouldn't that not make this entire meeting noticed incorrectly? Would it not be noticed incorrectly if we didn't know? Philip Ryan.
Address that after we deal with the appeal. So,
I mean, the appeal is going through something that we would not have.
Orders of the day, please call this meeting to order. Please
call to order. All those in favor of overruling the chair.
Do we have to have debate on this? Because we have a lot of hands on.
Oh, and sorry, debate is ruling of the chair debatable, appeal of ruling of the chair. I don't think that's debatable.
Can we recognize a question from a member on the convention floor?
Let me first find out whether or not we need to debate.
Did you have a question or a point of order? Point of information?
I believe I'm allowed to speak to my appeal.
Absolutely.
Point of order.
Are you in person?
Point of order. I made the appeal.
Wait, one.
Those not in person may not participate until it's ruled again.
Here, I will ask the members on Zoom to please be quiet while we are doing this.
I think a point of order supersedes a point of information now.
Point of personal privilege. We're also in the middle of an appeal, and to take the vote on the appeal of the chair, I should technically wait on all of that, but I haven't called for the yeas yet. Mr. D'Angelo, if you'd like to speak.
Yes, it's a point of information, and it kind of throws a monkey wrench into the interpretation of the 2015 bylaws. The 2015 bylaws, or the active bylaws, are dated 2015. In the bylaws, I believe it states Robert's Rules latest edition. At 2015, the latest edition of Robert's Rules was 2011, and I notice you're all quoting the more current one, and we're looking up to see if there's any statements about electronic meetings in the 2011 bylaws, because as of the completion of the 2015 bylaws, that's the latest edition of the Roberts Rules that is being referenced.
Mr. D'Angelo, I'll be totally honest, I'm not 100% sure if that would be the proper construction. However, if you were right, that would actually reinforce my ruling that the only people who could vote would be in this room, because that would be dealing with the older version of Roner, which would deal with just the nature of the meeting as being in the same room. Thank you for your point of information. As far as whether or not there is debate on a
Richard Brown says it's debatable. Mimi Robson says an appeal of
anybody wants to
the chair is debatable.
they can raise a point of order on anybody who wants to hear. All right, I'm not going to be accepting the debate from members on Zoom at this time. I will accept debate from anyone in this room who wants to debate on the appeal to the chair. Though it
Point of order. What technical difficulties are being cited?
Who's talking?
Reese Wood, Wisconsin. What difficulties are being cited?
You are not recognized.
At this time, I'm not recognizing anyone on Zoom because I have ruled that Zoom participation is not allowed for this meeting. Now, I do not have a second for the appeal to the ruling of the chair, which I assume that you're standing on. So as a result, I'm going to move on.
Objection.
Objection.
So you're violating the original bylaws. So all the members that are on Zoom that have paid their membership dues, that have been credentialed, are allowed to vote on your ruling.
If there were an appeal in a second, the members that are currently ruled and recognized as being seated and credentialed could vote on it. But those members at this time, because of my ruling, are already
Everyone should be able to vote on this. It isn't until after his ruling is sustained.
You're also
excuse me.
Are you in person?
What are we doing with debating with the people online?
I'm not going to debate this any further since there's no motion and no second. Thank you.
You are there. You are there.
There is a
I
motion.
second.
If I am, then you may challenge me through the proper course, and I will absolutely.
I second that motion.
Right.
Bina Benoa, lifetime member, second that
Okay.
motion on an appeal
Is
to the
there a
chair.
motion on the floor to suspend the ruling?
Yes.
I second it. I
Okay, so
second
now we have an appeal to the ruling of the chair and a second. So in order for this to pass, to say, so the question now is, will the ruling of the chair stand? This is important. If the ruling of the chair stands, you would vote yes, and that is to vote to uphold the ruling that online electronic participation is not allowed for this convention. If you vote against, if you say no, you are voting in favor of online participation and against the ruling of the chair.
The online delegates get the vote. There are credentials.
Why are non-delegates talking?
Who is even
right now?
speaking?
I
Yeah.
will only be accepting and counting the votes of the members in good standing that have been ruled to be present at this meeting.
The members in the Zoom call are credentialed and they're voting members of this convention.
Their credentials have been ruled out of order, and that ruling.
Can the online participants be muted, please?
Point of order, if you decredential the online delegates, you will invalidate the convention
Participate, I would ask that they raise.
for invalid notice.
Give proof.
I will have the credentials team field those questions.
Thank you. Who just said that?
This time, we are taking a vote. If you wish to sustain the ruling of the chair, which means that the people in this room would decide the fate of this convention, please raise your hand to sustain the ruling of the chair.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the motion one more time?
This is an appeal. This is an appeal to the ruling of the chair. All those who vote in favor of it would be voting in favor of my ruling. All those who vote against it would be voting in favor of the appeal. So it's a little confusing, a little backwards. If you vote yes, you're saying the ruling stands and those in this room will decide. If you vote no, then the Zoom crowd gets to decide the fate of our affiliate. All those in favor of sustaining the ruling of the chair so that the room decides who are the future of the Hawaii affiliate, please raise your hand.
And what are the vote totals on Zoom?
Yeah.
Because
Raise your hand.
Zoom matter with us.
You guys are counting?
I don't think the chair can vote. You're a tie-breaking member.
The chair does not vote unless the cause of break a tie.
Who is
I don't
talking
believe
right
she
now?
was recognized. Why is she
All
speaking?
those who are opposed to the ruling of the chair, please raise your hand. All right, the ruling stands. Thank you, everyone.
So Hawaiians from
Point
other
of order,
provinces
this
vote?
is now an invalid convention. It was not properly noticed as an
Who
in-person
is
only, not
talking? You were not
giving
recognized.
members an
You're not
opportunity.
recognized.
Order
Orders of the day. Delegates voted in favor of the ruling.
Game over,
bitches!
Mute them.
You can mute them all, thank
You
you.
see who is
I'll be
actually
marking my
misbehaving
transaction
here and
as
who is
fraud.
trying to raise an actual point of order
Orders
for
of the
members'
day.
rights.
Point of order, the chair has committed fraud.
Hey, guys, so welcome back to Hawaii. We don't like it when the mainland tries to rule us, and I ain't gonna let that happen. So we still gotta follow the rules. We still gotta do the right thing. I'm really sorry to everyone on Zoom. I am really glad to have you, but we're not going to let national drama and LNC fights make our affiliates the casualties of that bad behavior. We need to stand up for Pono. We need to stand up for Aloha and for doing the right thing. And I applaud each one of you for that. Thank you.
You are violating
All
the
right.
bylaws.
Boston, what about the other islands? Boston, point of order. Point of, what about the other
This
islands?
convention is gonna be thrown out in the LLC.
Very well. If it's thrown out in the LT, then
Member of this party.
What about? Please sit down like everyone else. Be civil. What about libertarians
Right.
on other islands who were notified that they could zoom in and have voting privileges if they paid their membership?
Well, if we had adopted that bylaw amendment earlier, that would have allowed them to participate and it would have protected their rights, which is why I fought for that bylaw amendment. Because the only other issue here was to deal with the obvious exploit that's been used to try to take control of our affiliate. So I'm not cool with that. I do appreciate everybody wanting to be involved, but I really don't buy that everybody here cares so much about Hawaii. I think they care about getting rid of Region 1. We ain't gonna let that happen, guys. Hawaii stands. All right.
Can I just say something really quick? We did tally up the Zoom votes anyway, so everybody's informed. There wasn't actually enough counts. There was 47 and we needed 50.
Thank you. Okay, so here is the latest.
Look at it, it didn't.
If we had allowed everyone on Zoom to vote on the appeal, okay, it would still have failed and the ruling would still stand because there were 47 votes. That is 3 votes shy of a majority. So thank you guys. We appreciate it. This ruling stands. The votes are there. The ruling is there. Hawaii stands. All right. So I'm going to move this along and make this a little less formal so we can eat and enjoy our time as an affiliate family together. I love you all and I'm so glad you're here and I'm so glad to be working with you. Okay. So we have these bylaws and we have these platforms, and I actually like Lottie's suggestion to postpone those to a future meeting. I think we could all work on those to make them better together, and I welcome your participation. So I'm not going to be shoving any bylaws down your throat today, unless I don't think we can anyway because of the way our bylaws are written.
Sure, we have a bunch of hand raised.
There's a bunch of hand raised, make them wait. The next order of business is going to be officer elections.
I'd like to recognize Fina.
I will recognize people after we get this underway. So, officer elections. Do we have any nominations? I'm going to open this up. Do we need a minute? You guys a little bit in here? Are we good to proceed? Or if you guys want a minute, we can definitely recess. I'm super flexible.
Good.
Okay, excellent. All right. Aaron, all good?
We have people.
Yeah. 300.
Okay, alphabet. We have Joseph Crichton.
Joseph Christman.
Yeah, hold on. Joseph Crichton, I gave you permission on to.
Joseph Christman, you are recognized.
Oops, I didn't intend to be. So
right, so guys, I actually really like Walkie's amendment to the agenda. I think that we could save a lot of time if we don't fight over bylaws and platform. What do you guys think? We can push that to another meeting? But in order to do that, we're gonna need a lot of votes, 2/3 of the room. So if we all feel good about moving the bylaws and platform discussion to the next meeting, please say, well, I'm gonna call for a motion before I start taking votes. Would somebody like to motion to postpone these items of business? It would require us to suspend the rules.
I would like to motion to postpone them to the next executive committee meeting.
That would be the next general membership.
It'll be to the next general membership convention.
And
as
we motion to schedule it at the meeting.
So the motion is to postpone it and give the executive committee authority to set committee schedule and passing schedule for the bylaws. Is that and the platform? Is that
Correct? Yeah.
all right?
Second.
Second. All right. Is there any discussion?
Yes.
All right. Hearing none, I'll move us to a vote. All
Wait, is there discussion? We have three.
they're not recognized at this time. Fina, you are a lifetime member. We will listen to you, but unfortunately, due to my ruling, I won't be able to accept any votes from outside.
Thank you. So I will admit I'm feeling a little disenfranchised because I could have voted at the Florida convention. I could have voted at the California convention, but I didn't. I didn't because I'm a lifetime member of Hawaii and I don't meddle in other people's business. When I just showed up, I'm not going to show up to the party and get all up in the Kool-Aid and not know the flavor. But I understand the situation that you're in. And we are at a position right now where we are in nomination speeches, if I'm correct. Is that
if we delay, if we kick off the bylaws and platform, yeah, then I'll.
So is that what? Because I just want to make sure that that's what I'm doing. Because I'm about to. Since I have no vote.
Just a second. Let's get this. Let's postpone the bylaws and the platform first, and then if you have a nomination or something that you'd like to make, can we do that right after?
So where are we at then? We're in the bylaws and okay. So your clarification. So I will, as a lifetime member, multiple time candidate for Hawaii and intend to go back to Hawaii within the next 5 years. I'm not going to vote on anything, period. Just want clarification.
Understood. Thank you.
You're asking if she is going to be allowed to vote as a lifetime member over Zoom.
And also not just me. Hold on, not just me.
All right.
Craig DaCosta in Kauai. And I saw Bradley on here. And there's a lot of folks that, you know, Hawaii has relied on a Zoom meeting for a long time.
Yes.
Because we're multiple islands. And, you know, I've talked to Austin before about this, about the situation of allowing people to join in on the convention and everything. And, you know, I just, and I told you to have faith in libertarians, because I have faith in libertarians, that libertarians aren't going to try to, you know, put themselves into other states' businesses over small parliamentary things. And you know what? I yield. I'm done. I'm done.
Thank you so much, Dana. I'll tell you this. I am really sensitive to this, especially for you, Craig, and our lifetime members. What I would like to instruct our credentials committee to do is to record their votes separately. I would like to know if any votes would have been different. Even though currently we are not counting them because of my ruling, I would like to make every effort to respect and include our lifetime members as much as I reasonably can. This is an issue of the rules, and the ruling in question is one that is unfortunate. You raise a really good point. We rely on Zoom. Today, this stunt basically took away our ability to normally operate during Zoom. We're gonna have to take some steps to get it back. Thank you so much for your thoughts on that, and I am really sorry about this. I wish that it wasn't so, but it is. All right.
Now we have to Craig DeCosta on as well.
Craig Costa, you are a lifetime member and your comments are welcome. You are recognized at this time.
Yes, I want to reiterate what Dina said, which is basically that we've relied on the Zoom conventions. I've participated in conventions in person as well as on Zoom since 2019. All of them had Zoom participation.
Thank you. I really appreciate your guys' comments and I feel for you 100%. This was not an easy call, not an easy call at all. Thank you for your understanding. And I'll do whatever I can do to make sure that we get this situation rectified. We're about to go to a vote on postponing the bylaws and the platform until the next convention or general membership meeting in the hands of the EC to put into committee and scheduling. This will require 2/3 as it involves suspension of the rules. There is a motion and a second. Discussion is now open. Wahi?
I would just like to open up people to volunteer to join either of these two committees right here today.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right, any other discussion? We need 2/3 in order to pass this. So
we have discussed.
You have discussion?
We've lost a lot of online participation in the past 30 minutes or so. Our numbers online are down to 50 and our in-person looks about the same, but that's going to adjust. We might not even be able to get quorum unless we do a new adjustment of.
Let's get a new credentials report out based on the ruling before we move to a vote on this matter.
So we need to find out a bank on this list.
Thank you for raising that point of order. You are correct. Just a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, they really hate me up there.
Richard Brown.
Yes, you said it. That's the word. It's a thing. It happens. It happens all the time, and we just got to be all wary about it, you know. And each affiliate has to stand or fall on their own merits, and it's hard when people want to interfere. And you know, by all means, call us, lobby us, join us, and help us. And you know, I hope in the future that we will be able to allow for Zoom attendance. That is my intention. But we will have to do some work on the bylaws to make that happen. So just for everyone's intention, I'm not against Zoom meetings at all. We kind of need it. So we'll do something about that today before we break. So here, let me help the credentials committee and I'll be right back to voting.
Still 14 voters in here?
Yes.
Did everybody sign the sign-in sheet? I feel like
let's make sure everybody's.
I'm missing one person.
So we are.
Silas has stepped up. No, there is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh. No, it's right. No, I don't think so. That's 15 people. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
We have 16, not including your two kids.
Okay, let's vote.
We have 15.
16.
Asher is not a voter and
Okay, and
She's not voting.
right for quorum and everything. This vote has to be with everyone, or no? This is just everyone else. How do I do?
Everyone is now in your turn.
So it's only the
Okay,
three.
so we're just completely repeating.
Okay.
More than half. Yes. I think it's that cheap.
Okay, so just to clarify, it's been ruled that everybody that's not in that row.
Yes.
Okay, so we have everything, they all still. Everyone's credential. Okay. Hi, everyone. Like I said, attendance has dropped in the Zoom. Down to 50. We still have the same amount of people in the room, which is 15 members. According to the chair, it has been ruled that only the voting members inside the room are going to be counted. And so with that, that would be 15 qualified voting members. which would make quorum 6 people, a majority 8 votes, and 2/3, which will be required for this next vote, will be 10 votes. So there needs to be 10 out of the 15 people in this room that vote yes for the next motion to pass. Thank you. Austin, you're back on.
Fina has a question.
Yeah, that's, I'll unmute her in a second here. So like the whole tight. Okay, Fina.
I don't have a question. I just want to thank everyone that came to our convention and paid the membership dues. It's been a great fundraising. Austin, you've done a great job. That's all. Over and out.
Thank you. And yeah, I am grateful. I really hope that those of you who really care about Hawaii, that you stay and keep working with us and know that you are welcome to be part of our family. And these conventions are amazing. This hotel gave us a great deal on a block room. It's not as bad as you think. Next time, come join us in person, and hopefully Zoom will be open by then anyway. So we won't have this argument next time. Thank you, everyone.
Does anyone want to join a bylaws committee?
Okay, so we're going to move on to postponing the bylaws and the platform discussion, which would probably take us all day. So it will take 2/3 of the room to move this by suspending the rules. We have a motion and a second, and we are about to proceed to a vote. Discussion is concluded unless there's objection. All right. All those in favor, please raise your hands. Say aye.
Aye.
Oh, aye.
I believe this is unanimous. All right, we are unanimous. We're going to punt that to the executive committee at the next meeting. And now we are going to begin to open officer nominations. If you have anyone that you would like to see up here on this board, please speak up and go ahead and nominate them to the position that you would like, or rather, we can actually start with nominations for the chair.
I'd like to move to adjourn as currently there's no quorum.
There is definitely quorum. We just have a credentials report.
All right.
The quorum is about half of the members in attendance.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So do we have any nominations for chair? Nominations for chair. I'm going to give everybody just a chance.
Fina has her hand up.
Fina, you are recognized.
Thank you. I raised to recognize a nomination for someone that I've had a lot of beef with over the years, someone that I've removed from a board, and someone that I think is doing a terrific job, honestly, out there in Hawaii, doing things that in my time that I was there, I wish that we could have done. And if you would just spare me for a moment, I wrote some things here. Okay. So Austin has a good heart for liberty and a drive to be a leader. He's fighting back against the oppressive machine with tenacity, and he's being proven right on the corruption of the status quo of Hawaii politics. Whether you like him or not, Austin's making waves in the liberty of Hawaii. Now, I was one of the people that I'm the one that moved to have him removed from the board when I was on the board as the vice chair, because he was terrible. But I will admit he was hard to work with then. But the reason why I removed him from the board was because he was not a dues paying member, and really that was the best thing that could have happened, because he went out and he found election fraud. He found evidence of tampering with our nation's most, critical asset of our democracy is our voting. And he found that. So I appreciate that. Now, I will say that I have been advising Austin remotely for the last 2 years, and I've been disapproving of some of his decisions. And some of those, everything from, the convention, the national convention delegacy that was not full Hawaii. And I think it's ironic that we're having the same situation where we have a whole lot of people that aren't from Hawaii into our state delegation. And I just don't think that's very libertarian. But through all of it, you cannot deny the amount of work that's been done under his leadership. Now, granted, it has not been all one person, and it shouldn't be all one person. Under his leadership, you had Nick bringing in testimony to bills, 93 bills, 72 of them successful. Who else has that kind of success rate of such a small party? This is my husband, Dean. He's he's from Hawaii too, born and raised. All right. The newsletter. Oh my gosh, Abra has been doing the newsletter, and I have said that North Carolina has the best newsletter, but Hawaii's got number 2. Hawaii's newsletter is great. And Defend the Guard, being the first state to pass Defend the Guard at such a critical time as now, we really need to rally behind a strong chair, because all these people came in here, right? And they paid their dues to be a member. To what? Overthrow our chair and replace them with what? Replace them with what? He's stepped up, he's doing the job, he's doing the work, and he's making results, the kind of results that we've wanted to have in Hawaii for as long as I've been a part of the party. And I can't, I know it's kind of a big change. In last time that I spoke with the convention of Hawaii, when I said anybody but Austin, but that was my ego, and I'm willing to accept that. Austin's doing a good job here, and that's my nomination and my endorsement for chair. And I yield my time. Thank you, Fina Benoan, lifetime member, 2-time candidate in Hawaii, and I will be back.
You're gonna make me cry, girl. Thing.
That was beautiful. I would second that nomination.
Thank you.
And like, my notice sheet.
Yeah, but before you do, hold on. You got a second?
Yeah.
And you've got a second? 2 seconds?
Was I nominated?
No, I
I don't know what you're asking.
You also second the motion.
Oh, you need 2 seconds. Yes, I will second as well. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, excellent. Cool. Yes. Aaron, before I give a candidate speech, which I'll keep super short for everybody, if you want to go ahead and give a speech for.
Wait. Is the floor still open for
The
nomination?
floor is still open for nomination. So Aaron has a nomination to make.
Oh,
Technically.
It's a technical nomination, but it's kind of a special libertarian tradition, and I want to let him have a chance to share with you guys. It's a good time.
2 minutes. Hi, everyone. I'm gonna be kind of giving a mock nomination of our libertarians' favorite NODA, which is none of the above. So here's my speech. Aloha, LPHI. Some of you may not yet know me, but I've been around the Libertarian Party for a long time. Most people call me NODA, but some call me by my full name, none of the above. Well, I'm not the most exciting aspect of libertarianism, and my importance is often overlooked. I'm the cornerstone of this party, and I simply wish to remind you why that is so. When presented with the option of choosing between 2 candidates that are unfit for the position, the majority of voters in other parties would plug their nose and still make a choice. But we as libertarians may choose to follow suit, but we will not be forced to make that choice. You can stand firmly, staring down the ballot, decide that none of the above candidates are worthy of your vote, and have your voice heard on that opinion. Well, simply not voting at all is considered abstaining and not counted towards the total votes. A write and vote for me, NODA, is counted, and if enough voters share your opinion, I can win an election, causing the seat to remain unfilled until a new candidate is found and appointed for the position by the new executive committee, or a new slate of candidates could be brought forth if the memberships vote for it. But if the new candidates aren't any better, I may just keep winning. So you see, I'm a very powerful candidate when I need to be. I'm the voice of the people when they do not feel represented. I'm the last hope when there are no other options to be exhausted. I've won elections in the past and I will surely win them in the future. When I win, I send a message that the voters would rather leave a seat open indefinitely than have a candidate be forced upon them due to a lack of better candidates. When you feel that all the candidates, or even the only candidate running, doesn't represent you, your values, your worldviews, or the Libertarian Party, then call my name, NOTA, and put your faith in your fellow voters to do the same. Those who have carried the torch of liberty before you have sought my help to keep the Libertarian Party on the right path. And now that you carry the torch, I will always be there for the voters should you need me again. Mahalo for your time and consideration.
Woo! No.
Aaron Tobin nominates.
Excellent. So NOTA is on. That's not an official nomination, but just so everyone knows, if you're not familiar, a tradition in the Libertarian Party that we hold to is NOTA. NOTA, as Aaron explained, is always a choice in an election. So if you don't like who you've got to vote for, you do not have to vote for them. You can vote for something better. One thing that you didn't mention that should be mentioned is if somebody gets NOTA'd, they can't get back on the ballot until next election. So that is something to note. All right, cool. Any other nominations for chair? Going once,
Is there anyone who would like to volunteer?
going twice. Yeah, you can nominate yourself. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and open up. Do you guys want to open up nominations for each position or all the positions? Okay, let's get that out of the way.
I think traditionally we've done them one at a time so that the people who lose can jump on another position.
I like that. Okay, I wanted to ask.
Officers, I'm sorry, but the bylaws say specifically, so
Bylaws.
executive officers are all individually voted on, and then the at-large
By approval.
are all at once.
Okay, so you are correct. That checks. Okay, so officer elections are one at a time. They occur individually, and then the at-large elections occur all at once through, I believe, approval voting is specified, but I will double check that before we get there. All right, with no other nominations for chair, I'm going to go ahead and pass the gavel on this. Mr. Tobin, would you be willing to step up to the gavel while we take this vote?
I'd like to make a statement.
Oh, you were recognized.
Okay. Do I need to be on the microphone?
You want to be?
Yeah.
So
Either one.
in 2023, I was elected into the EC as an at-large position. I'm sorry?
Flip the switch.
Flip the switch. Thank you.
Other way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Could we have?
Yeah, just have.
Or up there? Just go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So in 2023, I was elected to the EC at the convention that was in Honolulu. And I specifically told Austin that I wanted to work with him, but I needed him to stop throwing grenades inside the party and only throw them outside the party. So in my experience, that did not happen. And so there was 2 months where it was pure chaos, where we had a split EC. We had a chair that was out of the country. And during that time, although Austin, I will go ahead and preface this by saying that Austin has apologized to me and I appreciate that a lot. And so I forgive you but I'm just seeing a degradation in our society where there's not accountability. And Austin's behavior during those few months towards me and towards my colleagues was appalling. He accused me of being a Fed, which I'm absolutely not, because I was part of the Ron Paul campaign in 2007, 2012. I ran as a federal candidate. I've been fighting for liberty hard most of my adult life. And I don't appreciate being called a Fed. I don't appreciate being called a loser. I don't appreciate a lot of the insults that you've thrown at my way and at my colleagues. So when you started to behave in that manner, because I wanted to be for you, Austin. You and I are ideologically almost identical. We're both strong libertarians, and almost to the point we are non-negotiable about our libertarian principles. But I'm not non-negotiable when another member of the EC is disrespectful to other members. And there were other members that I wasn't even necessarily ideologically as identical as I am with you. So I had to stand up for them because most tribalists, if I was a tribalist, I would have sided with you. And I would have been okay with you being disrespectful to other EC members. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not a tribalist in any way, shape, or form. And I've seen tribalism take over my party instead of principle. They're siding with their friends. They're ignoring when their friends are misbehaving, when they're insulting, when they're disrespectful, and they're not holding their friends accountable. And that's a problem. That's a problem inside our party. That's a problem inside our country. It's a problem inside the whole world, and it's making everything fall apart. Nobody wants to hold each other accountable anymore. So the reason why I'm here and the reason why I'm just trying to hold you accountable, because I haven't seen anyone hold you accountable for your actions. And there needs to be consequences, but there aren't for you. So that's how it's going to be. I'm still going to be a lifelong libertarian. And I actually do appreciate a lot of things you've done. And in particular with, a disturbing bill that I saw that was in Hawaii, there was a loophole for transgender children. We agreed on that. But I'm also seeing your behavior in the LNC. And I'm not sure if you're holding your friends accountable. And I'd like for you to, if you are saying that there are false accusations towards someone in a report, I'd like for you to present that evidence, but I haven't seen that evidence. Because truth is that I'm very happy with Angela McCardle, the way that she helped free Ross Ulbricht. I mean, that wouldn't have happened if it weren't for her. And I was cheering her on. I was hoping that she would, have very successful careers, libertarian and federal government, wherever she was going to be appointed. But if she had done something that was unethical, I would like for her to be held accountable. But if she's being falsely accused, I need to see the evidence. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know if your actions in the LNC are okay. So saying it that, I'm just pleading with people to hold one another accountable. Don't let your friends be mean to other people in the Libertarian Party. I would like to see Mises Caucus and the Prags and everybody in the Libertarian Party work together and stop the infighting that's like destroying our party. But the tribalism needs to end. And we need to, these small differences that we have ideologically, like we can move past that. If you're 99% libertarian, don't get mad about the 1% that we disagree on. So that's what I have to say, and I just want to see more accountability, so thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you. And I appreciate your thoughts on that. That was, I think you actually have some really good points about people not holding each other to the same level of accountability that we would look at with someone who's maybe not our friend. To that end, I'll go ahead. A few words as a candidate. When I first came to office, I had almost no experience. And so I made many mistakes.
I move that we just vote because you're the only, I'm sorry.
I'd like to hear what he has to say though, I'm sorry.
Okay, just keep it short.
Sorry, we're gonna make this time. I'll tell you right, you guys are great. I'm sorry, I'm just so touching. Okay,
How about we keep it under 2 minutes?
under 2 minutes, keep it to that. All right. So I made a ton of mistakes learning how to be a chair, and we didn't have a lot of instruction on that. And there was a lot of really weird cloak and dagger type stuff that was going on. And that was not your fault. I do need to get with you about getting that website all fixed up. We'll get that, no worries. But I understand, and I'm a fighter too, and I get passionate too, and I get that. And I appreciate your heart and your mana, and being able to hear that from you, your mana is moving to me. And you're right. On the LNC, they are not holding their friends accountable. I will get you as much evidence as you want as soon as I can. They're threatening to sue me and worse every day. Every day. Threats in writing, threats on the phone. I have blown the whistle on something that is, it's a survival fight. I wish I could tell you everything right now. I wish I could just spill my guts and tell you everything I know. I hate what I see happening to our party. I hate false accusations. I don't know if you guys know this, but Amber and I, many years ago, we were framed in Colorado. Framed is a strong word. We were medical marijuana care providers in Colorado, and the state came down on us, even though we were licensed, even though we were legal. It's an affirmative defense. They took our oldest son from us, and they held him for a year, and we went through every stupid hoop to get him back. They left us with our clothes on our back, took everything that we owned, shot our dogs.
Oh, 30 seconds.
We, here in Hawaii, spent 2 years getting prosecuted for using the word Nazi. I have been treated by the government in ways most people can't comprehend. I've been beaten by the cops and left with a concussion for days without medical treatment. I am standing here today because of those things. Because God has seen fit to protect me and bring me through all of this. And if there's any reason that I can stand here today to tell you that we should leave people free and hold people accountable and do a good job governing governance, it's because God has got me here to this point, and that's who I would dedicate all of this to. And I hope that you guys are, hope I can keep doing a good enough job. And my doors are open. As far as transparency and accountability, I've got it. And I will go ahead and give the gavel over to my friend Aaron.
So we've heard some opinions on why and why not. So like we kind of went over, your two options are, or your three options are to vote yay, to affirm Austin as our new chair, to vote or to abstain completely, your vote's not counted, or you can vote for NOTA and have it counted. So we're going to start with the yay votes. All in favor of Austin Martin as our new chair, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Well, Austin, I don't think you can vote, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
That's unanimous.
Yeah. All 15 counted. So, yeah. No. Okay, that's official. Austin Martin. Oh, wait. We'll do the note. The abstains. NOTA. We have one NOTA, 15 yeas. Austin Martin has won our election as our new chair. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It is a privilege to be your chairman. It is a privilege to lead you into another year. It is a privilege to lead the LPHI into 2026. Thank you, guys. Nominations. Let's continue. But you are recognized. Go right ahead.
Kelly for vice chair.
All right, we have a nomination for Kelly Nguyen. Is that how you say it right?
Nguyen.
I'm sorry. Nguyen. Kelly Nguyen for vice chair. All right, do we have any other nominations for vice chair?
Do your nominations need a second?
Two nominations need a second.
I think so.
When
Aren't you gonna make nominations for, oh wait, hold on, I'm sorry.
You want a second it just for?
I made a nomination. I don't.
Oh, you made some.
Actually, I actually don't want to accept the nomination.
Oh.
Thank you. I really just want to say one more time, your speech was incredibly moving. Thank you.
Thank you.
And when I apologize to you for the mistakes that I've made in the past, I really mean that. I want to say that to you publicly right now.
Thank you.
I mean that you're not bullshitting. All right. Vice Chair. Volunteer or victim?
I nominate AJ.
AJ. We have AJ.
Do you accept the nomination?
We accept the nomination of AJ for vice chair.
AJ.
what's
No, I'm not AJ and I don't, respectfully decline.
No worries.
Yeah. This is AJ. Okay.
I'm gonna make a nomination.
Joseph.
Joseph, I nominate Joseph.
I'm gonna make a nomination, and she might not accept it either, but I'd like to nominate Abra Green for vice chair. And let me say something about this before anybody starts to second. She is a powerhouse. This woman has been the driving force behind the transformation of LPHI. I could not have done this without her. We work as an incredible team. She has been filling the role of secretary and has done just an outstanding job. She's going to do a really good job, and there's things that she does as secretary really well. But I think she would be an incredible vice chair. She could direct someone else and train someone else on everything that needs to be done for secretary. And I really feel like she would be the most qualified person in my absence. And she's probably more neutral and more likable and way prettier than me. So without any further ado, Abra, if you accept the nomination, of course.
No.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
I really like secretary.
Oh, secretary.
Like secretary.
Oh, sorry.
I'll accept.
Fina's on.
Fina, you are recognized.
It's here for Fina.
Thank you. I would like to nominate Craig DeCosta from Kauai, if he will accept the nomination for vice chair.
Craig DeCosta, you have been nominated. Do you accept the nomination?
Sorry.
Aging Craig DeCosta. We can come back to this election if you guys prefer.
Yes, Craig, to unmute, to be down. Craig, we're giving you the option to unmute. Yes. There he is. He's on.
Sorry, I was tending to a toddler. Who nominated me? And for what?
Yes, Craig. Craig, you were, can you hear me?
Nominated
For vice chair.
by Fina.
Okay, since it's Fina, then I'll accept the nomination.
I'll say.
As long as she promises to fulfill her commitment to relocate to Hawaii.
Okay, so we have two nominations on the floor. I was just informed that Aaron did accept the nomination, and Craig DeCosta has also accepted the nomination. So we have two candidates going for vice chair. Craig, I know you're not technically here with us today, but I will allow it if you get elected today, since you're able to respond. So no problem. Giving a candidate speech might be a little tricky, so I'll try to put the microphone close to the phone so that it picks up your voice well enough so everyone can hear you. Are you ready to say a few words now, or would you prefer to go next?
You should ask if there's any more nominations first.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are there any further nominations for vice chair? Last call. All right, hearing none, I will proceed to candidate speeches. Mr. DeCosta, are you ready? Or Abra, if you're ready, you can come up to the podium.
Sorry, Craig's probably been trying to talk.
Oh, Craig, I'm sorry. We just realized that you probably were trying to talk and we're not being heard. Here you go.
You guys are getting back to Hawaii? You just went to California.
I'll just submit on my membership in the party and Fina's nomination as being enough. Thank you.
Craig, can you say that again, please?
Craig, could you say that one more time? We're trying to get enough.
Participate.
Yes. I'm sorry. There's
Aaron, you want to turn that mic up a little bit?
Yeah, turn this mic
Right
up.
there to your left. Turn get that first. Okay. Try talk.
Try talk.
Go ahead, Craig.
Oh, Craig, stop muting yourself.
There we go.
Craig, try real quick.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's a lot going on here. I wasn't prepared to make a speech, so I'm just going to submit on my membership in the party and Dina's nomination as being sufficient. Thank you.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much. Our next nominee in Abra Green, will you please come to the podium and give us a few words?
Similar to Craig DaCosta, I didn't plan anything to say either, but I would be happy to take, either role, and I'm thankful that it was offered. And I think I could probably do either position just as well. I do enjoy the minutes and the newsletters and stuff like that. I'm pretty good at that, but if I needed elsewhere, I would be down for that too. But thank you.
Thank you, Abra. Excellent. All right. Before we move on to a vote, are there any discussions, any questions?
I just wanted to say, it's been a real pleasure working with the both of you, and Abra, you're doing an amazing job with newsletters and all of the work, what do you call them, the books, the manuals for each position. But I just want to say that I just want to make sure everyone knows this is a married couple. I personally don't like the idea of having a chair and a vice chair that's a married couple, because to me it's too much power in one relationship or something like that. And she's doing such a great job as a secretary. I would really like to see her stay there. So I just wanted to put that out there. It's nothing personal at all. I love you guys. I think you're doing so much work for the party, and it's amazing. I just want more people involved, and I want another vice chair who can really back them up, because chances are you can't make a meeting. She can't either. So they're together.
Raises a pretty good point that we are definitely married, and although our availability is truly independent, sometimes she's actually better than I am at showing up. If you're not. All right, cool. I think any other questions?
Make a statement about it.
Yes, please. You are recognized.
I know Craig did not make a speech, but I would like to give my endorsement to Craig. He is one of the most outstanding people that I know. He's an attorney on Hawaii, and having him as vice chair of this party, I mean, would be a privilege. So, that's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, without further ado, the three choices are going to be between Abra, Craig, and Noga. These are going to be the ones. I'm going to actually suggest that we do a roll call, though. I will basically go around in a circle, if that's okay with everyone, and I will collect your votes. Credentials, are you ready?
Right.
Start on that side.
Okay, starting with you, Selena.
Craig. I'll go with Craig.
Oh, you can't.
Kevin.
Mr. Molson.
Exactly. I think Craig. Yeah, Craig also. How about Craig? Craig. Craig.
Craig. Craig.
Craig.
Looks like Craig, congratulations. You have been elected to the LPHI. All right, next up, we have the position of treasurer, and if it's all right with everyone, I would like the high privilege of nominating Mr. Nicholas Sir, who has served outstandingly. Yes, absolutely. Hey, how many seconds can this guy get? Let's just technically not. All right, yes, absolutely. If you accept the nomination, I would be privileged to serve with you as my treasurer for another term. You have done an excellent job. Honestly, I think you're one of the best treasurers in the party. So without further ado, is there a second?
I already seconded.
Oh, yeah, you did. I'm sorry. Go ahead and second it. All right. So are there any other nominations for treasurer? I'm hearing none. Going once, going twice. Mr. Sir, would you like to say a few words for your candidacy?
Woo! Okay, that's true.
Aloha, I appreciate all of you. I too did not prepare a speech for this, but I took this on. I hadn't been a treasurer before. It's definitely been a learning curve, but I think we put the party in a lot better position. I've really been happy and privileged to serve with the committee I have so far, and really humbled that you would consider me for the position. So thank you.
I just wanted to say, if you haven't seen the newsletter that just came out in the last week or so, please read it. It's a 29-page, amazing tribute of what has been accomplished over the last couple of years. And Nick did an amazing, there's candidate introductions, and he really took that seriously. And there's probably a whole page or something dedicated to him explaining why he wanted to run again. And it's just amazing. So please go back and read it. We're obviously going to elect him now, but take a look at the newsletter and see who you've got running the party now, because it's really exciting.
Excellent. All right. Are there any other statements that anyone would like to make for or against? All right, I'm going to go ahead and call the question. All those in favor of Nick Zerr, please go ahead and raise your hand. It looks like we are united on this. Unanimous vote. Congratulations, Mr. Zerr. We're really thrilled to have you as our treasurer for the 2026-2027 season. All right, guys. Cool. The next election will be for the position of secretary. And I'll go ahead and nominate, well, I think someone else maybe should nominate. I already nominated for one position.
Hello, everyone. I would like to nominate Amber Green to be the treasurer. I mean, it's been said a million times already. Secretary, sorry. But it's been said a million times already, but if you haven't seen the work she's been doing, it is amazing. You know, it's I remember 4 years ago not really receiving much of anything, and now there's a ton out there. So I think she's doing a great job, and it'll only get better from here. So I nominate Amber Green.
Second.
Excellent. Abby, would you like to come give a few words for your candidacy for secretary?
Yeah, I'll pass it. Read the newsletter.
Are you sure you don't want to read the newsletter? 21 page end of term newsletter?
Read it loud for you guys.
Oh, no, please. All right, guys. Cool. All right, I'm going to call the question unless there's any other discussion, any other comments? Going once, going twice. All right, all those in favor of Abra to be our secretary, please raise your hand. Say aye, whatever you want to do. Jump up and down. Looking pretty unanimous to me. I am happy with that.
Wait, Kelly abstaining.
Kelly abstaining. Sorry, Kelly, I didn't see that. All right, excellent. Cool. Abra, congratulations. You are the LPHI secretary.
Sorry, Brady is on here with a comment.
Oh, Brady, you are recognized.
Hey, you guys. I'm trying to find my video. I just want to say congratulations. Good work to all of you, and I'm very glad to see that we got a Kauai guy back on the board. So anyway, I've been kind of tuned out. I've been kind of not paying attention lately, and I'm glad to see that things are going good. I haven't really been paying attention to the newsletter or any of it, honestly, lately. But I do hear that it's been going really well. So I just wanted to say congratulations to all of you, and but especially to my boy Craig DaCosta. Anyway, thank you guys, and I'm sure I'll be around. I'll be paying attention. and I may step out at this point. I'm glad I didn't step out already because the first hour or so was kind of long and painful, but the good stuff came in the last hour. So anyway, I am going to step away and go do some other things, but yeah, congrats and yeah, glad to see that we got a executive board elected and things are moving forward.
Thank you. You appreciate the big time. Thank you for being with us. All right. Yes, congratulations to our 4 officers. Thank you everyone who was nominated and who did the nominating and all of you. All right, so next we have the at-large elections. I'd like to say a moment before we actually proceed with this. The at-large positions were originally envisioned, my understanding, is as the state chairs of the major islands. But due to county chairs, I'm so sorry, county chairs of each island, of each county in a way. Due to low participation over the years and some of those affiliates falling out of good standing, that changed to become at-large positions. I will give just a really brief word on this. I am willing to support people who want to be on this board as at-large members, but I would suggest to this body to be careful about filling seats for the sake of filling seats. If we have people who, don't really want to be on the board, we should not thrust that on them, in my opinion. I've seen that be regretted by people, and better to not burn people out in that. 1, 2, it's the too many cooks rule, right? We're a small party, so it's good if we have a small, effective team. But we want max participation. We've created a lot of committees and ability for people to do that without necessarily being in the role of a director. That said, I would love to see, and this is not required, but in my opinion, I would love to see an at-large from each island working on restoring the county affiliates on that island. I want someone on a long who is going to run with the ball over there and help us really get our membership growing. I want to see somebody on Maui who wants to do some amazing stuff. I want to see somebody, oh wait, we got some guys on Kauai again. I can't get rid of those guys. Kamehameha couldn't either. Anyway, sorry. I love Kauai. Don't quote me on that. So yeah, my suggestion is that if we're struggling to fill all of the at-large positions, that is okay by me. And these are positions that the executive committee can appoint later. So it is okay if we want to leave some of these spots vacant. That is why NOTA exists as well. One reason. So anyway, before we go, I punched myself in the face. Mention first. Actually, it was the microphone. That was a nap violation. Okay. But without further ado, I would like to nominate Selena to one of the at-large positions, if you're willing to accept the nomination.
Let's do another island.
Another island? Do we have another island with someone who is interested or willing? Lahi, would you accept the nomination?
Okay, I'm calling out to Oahu. Ken Schoolin, I know you're out there watching and you're retired. So I nominate Ken Schoolin, the Jonathan Goldwell author, the longtime libertarian, the economics professor who's retired from HPU. It would be so amazing to have you as an advisory person on our board, and if you took this position, I would even consider taking a position again. But anyway, there's my nomination.
He has the mic. He's on the phone. You can accept or not, Mike. Ken, sorry.
Hello, gang. Sorry, I've been so disconnected here. But Cindy, thank you so much for the acknowledgement and recognition. I mean, anyway, yeah. Well, yeah, okay. I'll put my name into the hat. I mean, since I'm retired now, I should have all the time in the world to sort of connect with you guys and see what you're doing and help out as best I can. And my apologies for not having been more active with even this meeting. I had previously planned a big a congregation of people over at my house for lunch, and I've been only tapping in occasionally. So please, everybody, take that into consideration. I'm not a 100% involved. I haven't been involved for many years. I used to be chair of the party for 3 years back in the early 1990s. I ran three times in those years too. Anyway, thank you, Cindy, for recognizing me. Good to see you again, Fina, and all of you guys. Anyway, so okay, put my name in the hat, and I'll do what I can this year. But I do travel a bit, so I may not be able to promise 100% involvement, but I'll do what I can.
If no one called me out of order for it, I'd love to say a word in favor of Mr. Skolin. This guy is a legend.
Second.
Yeah, I'll second Mr. Skolin. He has my full confidence. This guy is an absolute legend, the author of The Adventures of Jonathan Gullible. This guy is with Liberty. I'm sorry, I should probably have grabbed a list of your credentials here. This is one of the major players in the international liberty movement. Ken Skolin is a legend and a rock star. And I am super, super glad to be on a board with him. So
I just got the Asante edition, the 58th language edition of Jonathan Gullible from Ghana. They came in yesterday. So I'm about that.
This is the Libertarian book that is actually really good and compelling. I know my kids have watched and read and enjoyed it. And I know that many other kids around the world have been exposed to libertarian ideas for the first time, thanks to this man right here. And that's why I am so happy to have him with us. Cool. We're looking for more at-larges. Does anybody else want to say anything about Mr. Skolin before we move on to additional nominations? Mr. Skolin, thank you. All right. Is there a nomination for an at-large?
No. Let's wait.
Seeking a nomination for at-large or volunteer.
I accept the nomination.
Selena accepts the nomination. That is wonderful. So on our slate, we have Kent Skolin and Selena. It's Monge, right? Monge. I love it. Fish.
And I'll second the nomination for her.
Seconded by Aaron Toner. Thank you. Good, sir. All right. Excellent. Do we have any other nominations for at-large?
No.
Okay. Hearing no other nominations, is there a motion to close nominations?
Motion to close.
Motion to close. Is there a second to motion to close nominations? It is seconded. All right.
I would like to volunteer for at-large. I know I may not be very welcome with some, but I would love this.
Silas, why don't you come on up here and say a few words? Be sure to tell everyone how old you are and your family background.
My name is Silas. I am 15 years old, and my dad and mom are the chair and secretary. I personally just recently decided, hey, I should probably get an at-large position. I hope that I do good if I win, and I'll try to do my best. That's all I have to say. Vote for me if you want me.
Why do you want it?
Well, there's lots of reasons. For one, I want to get involved in this stuff for future experience so that I can really, and also because I just like the idea. Seems fun. I also want to help.
Silas, if you're elected, what kind of work will you be able to do for the party?
I could probably help with event planning, all sorts of things. It depends on the situation mostly. I definitely would be able to help quite a bit with things. I'll just volunteer randomly.
It depends on the work that needs to be done.
Depends on the work that needs to be done, yes.
Right. And can I ask you a question? How old are you?
15.
You said 15.
15. Oh yeah, you already said that. I'm sorry. I should know.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'd like to.
All right, for that nomination to be effective, there would need to be a nomination and a second. I guess, Silas, you nominated yourself. Is there a second? Seconded by Zayl. We have 3 seconds. Okay. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna raise the same concern I raised before about having one family dominating our party leadership. I love you, Silas. I think you're a genius, and I would love to see you volunteer to help one of our committees, and to encourage you to do that. I would like to right here volunteer to be on the membership committee, which we haven't really had. And I'm wondering if you would like to be a member of that with me.
Yeah.
Because maybe if you worked on a committee for a year or two, then you'd have some resume type thing to come up here in a couple of years when you're 17 and say, hey, I want to run. Here's my track record. Here's what I've done for the party. And then we'll be able to have more faith in a young man who wants to.
Yeah, I understand. It's perfectly understandable if you guys don't want me. I'm just volunteering.
Oh, no, I want you to help the party. I'm not ready to endorse you to be a at-large member of the executive.
I understand.
All right, well, thank you for throwing your hat in the ring. That is very brave and creative and generous of you.
Okay, I'd like to also mix it.
Like,
Yeah,
okay,
so,
go ahead.
so this is in regards to two candidates, and I know that this is unpleasant, but for you, I'd like to know your qualifications to be on the executive committee. So this is an executive committee. This is not an internship, and you need to be able to bring qualities to an executive committee. You need to have had business experience. You need to have had your personal life and your finances, and you need to show that you're an adult that is self-sufficient, has personal responsibility, and is reliable. So I'd like to hear from you on your background, because I don't know what you do for a living. I don't know like what your personal life or anything, what your background is. And that's what we need to start doing, because we keep getting people on executive committees and then we don't even bother to look at what their background is. And that is a problem. It's a problem throughout the whole party. So, and as for our Silas, again, I would think that it would be better for you to be in a position of an internship or a volunteer. And let's wait before, let's have adults that have proven themselves to be responsible, self-sufficient adults before they can be on an executive committee.
I understand.
To make good decisions, you have everything that you do is how you do everything. Does that make sense? So how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so.
You treat one small problem is how you treat big problems.
Yes, exactly. So for you, I'd like to see you either in a volunteer internship or getting on an executive. Yes, you have to prove yourself first.
I'll say a word too. Son, I am so proud of you and I appreciate you, and I'm so glad you put your name in the hat today. I love the initiative and I love that you're stepping up to the plate, and I totally would support you as you want to get into this. However, I also got to say that I agree with these two ladies that the executive committee is a high position that has a lot of not only authority, but also responsibility. It's not fair to the party if we elect people who cannot be held responsible for the job that they do. And it's very difficult to hold someone under the age of 18 accountable for anything. Yeah. For that reason, even though I believe in you and love you and totally would support you for this position, especially in a very short time, I actually will be abstaining and agreeing with these ladies that I think you need to do a little more work in the other committees before we try for a position. But that said, there is a motion and a second. It is valid. And so we will have to vote on this. And so, Silas, if you get elected, I will absolutely do my best to show you the ropes and what you need to do. And I hope that you will understand the serious responsibility that comes with it. Okay? So I want you to understand, I do believe in you, but I also definitely have a well-taken point from these two ladies who shared it. You will be an excellent fit for this board. I think you need a little more experience. You'll get there, no problem. but I just thought I would say that and also let you know that I love you and appreciate you. All right. You'd like to say something?
We need to hear from.
Yeah,
Yes.
Kelly's question.
We had a, oh, I'm sorry.
Kelly has.
Kelly had questions for her when she spoke.
Or different Kelly.
Response.
No, what you brought up about,
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yes, please.
yeah.
Selena, you've been nominated. I should give you a chance to speak. I haven't yet. So can I ask you to come up and give a little candidate speech?
Expecting to be nominated.
What? Wait a second. Wasn't she listed in the newsletter?
She marked as a position in an executive committee that she was interested in, but we did not confirm that she would be nominated.
So all Kelly was really looking for was a little bit of background on yourself, like what you do for work, how long you've been living here. Just a quick little bit about you is, I think, what Kelly.
And your experience with the Libertarian, with like how long you've been a Libertarian?
I used here.
Would you go up to the microphones? You don't have to. I'll just wait. Okay.
Born and raised in Hawaii.
Sorry.
Nominated for the National Volunteer of the Year under George W. Bush. I worked at the Panama Zoo. I was the youngest board member around the zoo, probably the most successful board on this island. I am again a member of the Panama Rainforest Zero. Graduated, went to school for political science, communications. I have a degree in international relations. I was the president of every club from LGBT to political science. Every political group. I was really active in the Democratic Party. Very, very active. Toured on their bus, all the politicians, at all the events. Our family hosted the governor's ball every year. But I got disillusioned with the Democratic Party. I started a business. It's called Hawaii Garden Society. It's a small business. It's not as big as it sounds. But I run that by myself. And then I am in charge of the board. I'm the president of the board of the Carousel of Aloha. So that is a nonprofit here in Hawaii. I'm active in politics, local politics, patriot goals, and active in my community. So thank you.
Well. Sorry. Apparently you just intimidated Ken Schooland because now he's saying he's declining his nomination.
All right, so hey, thank you. You have some amazing qualifications. We have some really great people who've put in their names. Is there any other nominations before I close nominations and move us to a question? Hearing none, the method of voting is going to be approval voting. We are going to vote on all of the candidates at the same time. And what we will do is roll call.
Can I get a clarification from Ken Schooland first? He wants to leave seats open for other active members, but I don't think we have any more nominations. So
How many nominations do we have right now for the 5 positions?
Three nominations
For the 5 seats.
for 5 seats, leaving 2 open spaces.
And that includes Ken?
That includes Ken, Selena, and Simon.
Ken said okay in the chat, so I think he's fine with moving forward still.
All right.
Thank you, Ken.
So the motion, the way that this will work is you will cast a vote for everyone you approve of. If you approve of the candidate, you can simply say, like, for instance, if I say I vote for Ken Schooland, Selena Marsh, and Silas Martin, I would vote for all 3 candidates and they would all have a vote that goes towards their total. If I don't approve of a candidate, I do not have to include them in my approval vote, right? The candidates with the most votes would win. The thing is, since there's more seats than people, the vote is actually a formality. So That's a little bit of an issue. So, but we are going to do it anyway, because if somebody does not achieve majority, they would not get on as well. So if there is any lack of approval, then people will not get past the 50% margin that they need. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and call the question. I mean, I'm going to go around and ask each person to name the candidates that they approve of, and then we will continue.
Point of clarification,
Yes, ma'am.
point of information. So like for Silas, you would either say yes, no, or abstain. And if you abstain, then your number would be counted.
The way that I would do that, if I was going to not vote for Silas, I would simply not name him as one of my approval votes. So if I were not voting for Silas, I would vote for Selena and I would vote for Ken. Or if I were not voting for Ken, I would vote for Selena and for Silas.
Right, but he has to get a majority vote.
He has to get at least half, yes, a majority.
Which.
So if you
our
abstain-
Majority is 8 votes with our current quorum.
But if you abstain, then it wouldn't be part of that.
Yes, if I withhold my vote, then he doesn't get my vote, right? But if he were to get 8 votes, then he would prevail.
Abstention does not transport. That's what you're saying.
I thought we already discussed that if someone abstains, then the total of voting members drops down.
Minutes of voting of.
It doesn't count, it's not like tallied. Like it's like NOTA, I think is when that came up, that's tallied as its own thing, but when it's abstained, those are just off, but the total quorum still stands. So they need at least 8 votes regardless of how many people abstain or not.
Each one needs to achieve a majority or they don't get elected. Mr. Mulcahy.
Someone who's bad at names, can I just support all 3 candidates?
You should
Can I
be.
name each one? Yep. Okay, thank you.
Yes, you can. No problem. In fact, yes, if you want to cast a vote for all 3, you can. Is that a new symbol? Sorry,
I think Kelly has something to say.
Sorry.
Yes.
I started eating.
Much respect.
Austin.
Kelly. Yes, you are recognized.
Thank you. I would like,
Can I move the floor mic for you?
if, I would, it's okay. I would prefer for Silas to not run for, an at-large position.
To be totally honest, me too, but I think from a parliamentary perspective,
Well, you can-
his nomination is live and effective.
You could ask him to withdraw.
He can withdraw if he wants to, but he does not have to.
Can you, I'm requesting that you withdraw.
And NOTA exists.
Okay.
I'm not going to allow for calls to withdraw. I will.
People really want me, I will have the option. If
Okay.
you want me, then 15 minutes votes. Good. If not, then.
People doesn't want you on the.
All right. Excellent.
Okay.
So we will begin by.
Can I just make one statement about this? Okay. So.
Yeah, I just want to raise the point that we're talking about having, right now we have 4 officers and we're possibly going to have 3 executive committee members. So if 3 are in one family and one person ends up quitting, then one family could have 50% say over what happens in our party. And I just don't feel like that's right. I feel like there's some conflict of interest there, and like they could have a little family discussion before the executive committee and sway everything. And or if 2 people don't come to a meeting, then they'd have the majority. And I just want to make sure everyone thinks about that before you vote. So thank you. And again, it's nothing personal at all. Thank you.
She has a point. All right. Now I'm going to call the question. All right. And I will begin with Mr. Tillman. You want me to begin on the other side of the room? Okay, if I call yours first. Selena.
What is that, just voting for everybody?
Approval voting. We have to vote for.
Silas Martin and Selena Monge, you can say all or any of them.
All, any, or any combination. All. Mr. Mulcahy.
Wait, Kelly, did you have a question?
I Sorry, I walked away to go eat, and then I just thought we needed to hold each vote individually for each candidate.
It's approval voting. So
Okay.
the method is approval voting. So you cast a vote for each candidate you approve of. Any that you don't, withhold your vote from. And
Okay.
if they don't get a majority, they don't succeed.
You are right for the core officers, but for the at-large, we have special.
Okay.
And so it's any of these three who obtain at least 8 votes right now will be put on the board.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. We have a live vote in progress. Mr. Mulker.
Mr. Scola and Sydney and Selena. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Mr. D'Angelo.
Ken and Selena.
Mr. Zook.
Ken and Selena.
Mr. Martin. That's you, Sal.
Ken and
Hold on, I don't pause.
Myself.
No, you can.
Oh, okay.
We missed.
That's Mr. D'Angelo.
No, G.
Oh, that's Mr. Mulker.
So we got the 2, and then I think you just marked.
Straight to one.
We've got Paul, then we've got
Right, just the 2, and then same for third. So 2, 2, 2. Or about
Okay, yeah, I didn't hear D'Angelo's voice.
2. No. Okay, so one more is correct.
What about the?
Okay, we're back on track. Let's just go a slight bit slower.
Okay, so
We're back to silence.
just to confirm, I've gotten everyone's vote on this table so far.
Did you go?
Okay. Mr. Martin.
You sorry.
No,
Can you repeat it?
You voted for all, correct?
Yeah, oh,
Okay.
Ms. Scribner.
Venus and Ken.
All right. Ms. Martin.
I just currently running members.
All.
Yes. I vote for all currently running, at-large members.
Mr. Eric, I don't know your last name.
Hill,
Hill. Mr. Hill.
can I get a rundown of the names one more time, please?
Yes, we have Cinda Munch. We have Ken Scold. And then we have Silas Martin.
This school.
Scold. Understood.
Ken and Selena.
Ken and Selena.
And
Ms. Bertram.
I'm Ken and Selena.
jump over to Bonnie real quick.
Yeah.
Yes, move. All.
Oh, sorry, I was distracted by good stuff. What was it again?
We're the at-large elections, and there are 3 candidates: Silas, Selena, and Mr. Ken Scoland, who is on Zoom.
We can vote all.
You can vote all.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
All right, Mrs. Martin.
I will also vote for Schooland and for Selena.
Excellent. Mr. Tillman.
I'll vote all 3.
you don't have to if you don't want it.
I want to thank all of our candidates today. Everyone who has the courage to take a nomination and come up here and face that scrutiny is brave and deserves a big round of applause. My vote, I am going to abstain. Wait, hold on. I'm going to abstain from this vote.
From all 3?
Yes.
Okay.
I support all the candidates and I love them very much. And I'm really looking forward to working with everyone. So the results of this vote, Mr. Tillman, would you like to announce it?
All right. So there was 14 votes put forward. We had 1 abstain, and the results were Ken Scoland received 12 votes, Selena received 11 votes, and Silas received 5 votes. So that means that both Ken Scoland and Selena both reached the majority required of 8 votes, and so those 2 are moving forward as at-larges. Unfortunately, Silas did not meet the minimum requirement, but we all, of course, appreciate him running and putting his vote out there. All right.
Thank you so much, everyone. We have the new executive board of the LPHI. Let's give them a hand. Thank you, everyone. We're going to have a wonderful next one. 2026 is going to be beautiful. We are going to have candidates. We are going to have events. We are going to have fundraising. We are going to have recruiting, and we are going to bully the government. Are you guys ready? This is going to be a blast. All right. I believe we have actually exhausted the business on the agenda. And I think that we could, if there is a motion to adjourn, we could adjourn the official business portion and have more informal, enjoyable time, just eating some food and hanging out together as our Libertarian Ohana. I would totally welcome that. But unless there's any other business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Do you know what time technical checkout is?
I believe that we plan to be done by 4:30, and we have a little bit more time than that. My phone is dead, so I'm not sure.
I have a question. Wait, I have a question. How long would it take did you have a PowerPoint?
We did. We had a PowerPoint.
Like, could you do a shortened one? Like
We could, but I
10
think we
minutes?
have to do it in like a meeting. We could do it like while we eat.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
So we can adjourn and he can go
Oh,
over
wait.
it and whoever can leave.
Wait, before we adjourn, there is one very important thing that if no one else motions for it, I will. We need to authorize the executive committee to conduct business through electronic meetings. That way, our diverse population of the executive committee can actually communicate with each other across islands without having to fly.
Is there enough notice?
In order to do this, this is not a change to the bylaws. This would be a special rule of order that we're adopting, but it is not necessarily a change to the bylaws themselves.
So it would be like a standing rule like we've done before.
Yes, but with a little more oomph because it's being passed in convention with a high vote threshold. So it's called special rule of order. We're going to make sure that our executive committee is able to continue to conduct business via electronic or hybrid meetings until such time as electronic meeting rules are defined in our bylaws. This is something I would like to put forward.
We'll make the motion.
I was.
So moved.
So
moved. All right, motion and a second. Any discussion on this?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, cool. If there's no discussion, we'll move to a vote. It requires a 2/3 majority to pass.
Okay, fine. Kelly missed it. So
I'm sorry, can you?
Oh, no worries. We're making a special rule of order, not bylaw change, just a special rule of order that clarifies that the executive committee can conduct business via electronic means.
Okay.
So that way we don't get stuck in a situation where we have to fly to one island or another in order to meet in light of the ruling from earlier today.
Okay.
Point of information. Just,
Yes.
I'm curious how much.
Why is earlier, it has to be in the bylaws. A special order cannot authorize electronic meetings. That's what's where he has to live by it.
That's technically not completely the case, but we can disagree on that. I think we should give the executive committee.
Special order cannot authorize the executive committee to meet electronically.
Karen, respectfully, I think it
Don't
can.
be a smart ass.
What I think we can do is I think that we can highlight that ambiguity that you pointed out earlier about de facto meetings being allowed. And we can define a special rule of order that is interpreted to be allowed for electronic participation.
For one thing, but that section. Bylaws.
My ruling earlier was primarily regarding to member rights issues that would be affected, especially in the present situation.
No, and I was letting Kelly know it's your convention.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I am going to move that we adopt a special rule of order to allow the executive committee to conduct business. Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
Maybe irrelevant. If what you're gonna do is gonna make it irrelevant, probably. So really.
No worries.
It's basically the statement I said before about the bylaws applying.
Robert rule.
It's 2011 Roberts.
You're correct about that. And yes, the older version does. So what we would be doing is we would be looking, by the way, our interpretation of the general membership meeting is not just another word for convention. It is a distinct thing in the bylaws. That it is encouraged that we hold monthly general membership meetings. As a result, we've been doing that via Zoom for 2 years. There would be problems if we had business that was counting on the validity of those meetings. Thankfully, we do not. But it is the established precedent, and I would like to formally give our executive committee authorization from this body to do so through a special standing rule.
Point of clarification, which meetings is this governing and
This would be for the executive committee.
to authorize the executive committee to meet over Zoom?
Yes,
Oh, wow. Okay.
yes. We need 2/3 for a special rule of order, and this is interpretation. And this also, by the way, I think it would be wise for us to go ahead and set a,
We would need it for the other meetings too.
The general membership meeting.
yeah, for the general membership meetings, it will be an issue. However, I think if we do this and we adopt this special rule of order, it would resolve it for both general membership meetings and it would resolve it for our executive committee. I think we would still need to deal with the bylaws for convention, but we could do that at a general membership meeting. So
That's if we're allowed to meet electronically for the general membership meeting.
correct.
So
Which again, if we pass this special rule of order, I believe we would.
So it would cover all meetings of members? Is
No.
that the idea?
So in our bylaws, there's a really interesting and cool section here that says, oops, it's in meetings. Here's the clause of issue. These meetings, speaking of general membership meetings, may be conducted de facto or informally via such events as the Foolish Things Literary Salon or other venues that may be of interest to Libertarian Party members. This is a maybe, not shall be, and it's not clear what it means by de facto or informally. This was the basis of the opposition to my ruling, was that this ambiguity actually allows us to hold a hybrid meeting. And while I can see an argument for that, it doesn't overcome the issue of being in the same room with respect to members' rights and with respect to the situation that we are currently facing. As far as this goes, our standing rule would interpret this to allow us to conduct future general membership meetings through that lens. Right? So we would be able to look at that and say, this means we can do electronic business. We would call it for instance, if we're taking advantage of the de facto or informally clause. We're choosing to interpret this as a body. Interpretation of the bylaws, as Karen Ann would probably remind me, is up to, right? So where there's ambiguity. This ambiguity is not enough, in my opinion, to justify overriding Robert's rules on the matter. But if we all decided that that is a proper interpretation of it, then I believe that it would be in order. This is not retroactive, though. So the special rule of order is to allow the executive committee to continue to conduct business as they have using electronic meeting. And this would also enable us to, actually, I'm thinking about this ruling that we're talking about. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure that that would actually be the sole thing there, because I think you'd still have a problem with the de facto and informally does not mean electronic, and it does not necessarily even imply a split venue. De facto would not imply multiple rooms for a meeting. So, just as an example, that was one of the arguments that I found pretty compelling, based on Ron. So I believe we are within our rights to do this special standing rule of order. And I believe it would work, even though it's not in the bylaws, it would be binding on how we interpret and whether or not we are authorized to do business that way.
Is this problem fixed in the new bylaws that we tabled?
Yes.
Because since that was given 30 days notice, can we bring it back from the table and pass that one section?
We could.
Postponed, not tabled.
If we wanted to pass that one section, we would have to divide the question into all of its component parts, or divide that from the rest of the bylaws.
Well, is that going to be more parliamentary than?
Yeah, it'll be a pain in the nuts.
I mean, is it going to make sure that what we do is right?
Probably.
Well, couldn't we just move to take one point from the
We could.
proposed bylaws?
We could, but there is a little bit of an implementation question there. And then here's the real problem. We need 30 days notice for any amendment to the bylaws prior. It has to be submitted by the bylaws committee to the executive committee prior, 30 days prior to like.
We've already done that already in the document. Wouldn't that still be a germane motion?
Because it's not part of the revision. No, technically, because it's a revision, it would not work, because the revision is treated as a whole. Right, so as if it's a single amendment. If we were to split it, it would be, I mean, we could try it, but I think somebody could challenge it that way. I think the best way to cover this is with a special rule of order that simply authorizes our executive committee to do it. Realize our bylaws do not forbid electronic meetings. They simply do not provide the rules that allow us to do that. We as the body have the power to allow the executive committee to do this, right? But we don't have the power to just pull out a bylaw amendment because we break the bylaws to do that. Otherwise, we would have just done a very simple bylaw amendment, right? Could have had it done already. So the special rule of order is a rule that is less than the bylaws, but more than what the EC can do. That is my thought here is that we have the power to authorize this. Is there any discussion? Sorry for the long explanation.
I mean, I kind of want to ask Carrie Ann what she feels about what I suggested in doing part versus what you're saying. I just don't know if this.
Is she still available?
Don't take it, like, it doesn't mean you should not take her advice. Like,
That's true. She's very wise.
Okay. Hi, Karen.
Yeah, I can't advise Mr. Martins for the convention. It's not.
Hold on, Karen.
I think you and
okay.
I'm going to give the other clients. I don't know it's public.
Okay.
So I'm just telling you guys. I'm telling you more personally because I didn't know before.
I do have you on speaker. I know
that now.
Okay.
I apologize to Mr. Martin for my super tone because I thought I was talking to you privately and I never talked to a chair that way in a convention. So I hope Mr. Martin accepts my apology.
No worries.
But I think on you that and Mr. Martin is correct that was submitted as a revision, which is different. But if you do this as a special rule of order, I think you're asking for trouble.
But okay, so well, you ask her because she's not going to talk to me. But we live in Hawaii. We're on separate islands. We need this. So how can we pass this right now at the convention? Is there any way that we can do this seemingly?
It's through a special rule.
And we do have one point that was in the revision that says section 4 meetings and quorum, number 5 electronic meetings are permitted with full participation.
She doesn't have access to this.
So I'm just saying this was.
I've seen that.
Okay.
Your revision, the old bylaws are not pending. You can't just pick out a part of a revision
right
and stick it into the old bylaws. That's not how a revision works. But big caveat here, I was not asked to look into that in great detail. So I'm really speaking off the cuff here. So, not written in stone, but I've dealt with revisions before, and a revision is a substitution of an entirely new set of bylaws. You can't pick out a part and put it into your existing bylaws. That's generally not how revisions work. Don't bet your soul on it.
Karen,
that's just my initial thought.
may I ask you a question?
100% sure that this special order authorizing executive committee meetings is absolutely will not. for your executive.
Karen, in the LNC, which takes precedence, the policy manual or runner? Yes, but the bylaws are silent on electronic meetings, so they're not forbidden.
An amendment is a portion of the existing bylaws. Authority.
Correct.
Well, the definition of the revision is that you're proposed to build a document other than explicit. They're talking about Robert's rules. Well, it says Robert's authority, so your parliamentarian presents in order to have meetings, they need to be authorized in the bylaws. It doesn't say expressly authorized. That's just a statement before my chapter. It says authorized. There's not even an ambiguity against the bylaws.
Well, you just argued that there was an ambiguity on the basis that I shouldn't make that ruling, is that there was an ambiguity. And so a special rule of order would be within the body's right to decide the ambiguity of that bylaw. I'm asking for your opinion.
Difference is that it keeps you from having to vote on every single amendment. Action taken at your executive committee meetings is potentially voidable if a member didn't like it, and there could be legal consequences. I'm not an attorney, so I can't speak to that. But I'm just saying, I think nearly every parliamentarian would say that it cannot be a special rule of order.
Something with the you on this now, and I appreciate your opinion. I'm going to retake the floor.
Thank you, Karen.
All right.
Hope you guys have a pleasant rest of your day.
Thank you, Ms. Harless. I appreciate your input. All right, we have questions on the Zoom, which I'm willing to recognize. However, before we do that, I would like to say that I have obtained parliamentary opinions on this. My understanding is that it is possible. We simply need to authorize it. We are the body with the power to authorize it. It does not have to be explicitly authorized in the bylaws. It simply has to be not forbidden in the bylaws, authorized by, say, our policy manual or other governing document, right? I believe that would be enough. I previously talked to a parliamentarian who was under the impression that our electronic meetings might have been okay anyway. So there is some division on this question. A special rule would clarify what our body will work for our bodies. As long as someone's planning on filing a derivative suit for our electronic meetings.
Well, just remember what I said, the bylaws, the Robert Rules of Order is issued at the time the bylaw for written, which was 2011, and there was also cited on electronic.
Correct.
Yeah. Things that evolved later after the bylaws were written.
Correct.
So you have ambiguity on both sides too.
Why aren't you on the committee, sir? I like your parliamentary take. That is very thorough. I gotta give you a 10 thumbs up on that. Yeah, you're right, and that does actually affect my ruling, and I really appreciate you bringing that up. Okay, so after we're done with this, we will be done with business, I believe. We have two hands though. Please, Richard Brown, you are recognized.
Okay. Oh, I thought you.
Mr. Brown, if you could unmute yourself.
I think we have to unmute him.
Yeah. Oh, Abra, could you make sure he doesn't need to be unmuted? Apologies, Mr. Brown. Are they able to unmute themselves?
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Richard, it should be popping up on your screen to allow you to unmute. Try just clicking the unmute button.
Mr. Brown, I'm going to come back to you in just a minute. Was there another hand in the gallery? That is gone. Okay.
Okay. I finally got unmuted. Let me try to turn my camera on. Excuse me, Austin. This is Richard Brown. And pardon the informality, but I've been the LP Nationals parliamentarian since 2016, or at least the convention parliamentarian. And I understand what you're trying to do with the special rule of order and to basically interpret the bylaw provision you have. That is really risky because Robert's Rules, RONR, is very clear that electronic meetings simply are not permitted and as authorized in the bylaws. And a special rule of order just doesn't cut it. Now, I'll concede you have a slightly different situation here. You have a bylaw provision which to me does not authorize special or does not authorize electronic meetings. That says you can have what de facto meetings, whatever the heck that is. So you have a little wiggle room to try to interpret that, and maybe that's what you're trying to do with this special rule of order. But it is really dangerous, and the problem you can have is that if you adopt motions that have a binding effect using this rule, they're subject to challenge, and I'm afraid it just won't be worth the trouble that you'll find yourself in, or that the party will find itself in. That's the type of thing that just really needs to be a bylaw amendment. And that's it. I appreciate the opportunity to weigh in. And by the way, you made the right decision on the earlier point of order about remote participation. And I apologize for the connection problems. I'm on a cell phone, and it hasn't been working too well.
Mr. Brown, thank you so much for your input. It is valued and appreciated. I agree with you that there is some risk of just leaving it with a special rule of order. So I will say something to that. I believe that we will need to rapidly follow up with a special convention, either sometime this year or next, early, hopefully, where we can actually adopt the bylaws and fix this problem.
We technically, if we're going this strict with our bylaws, I suggest we go just as strict with the bylaws vote and make it a general membership meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do it at a general
Because
membership
we're not
meeting.
gonna have a
Oh, but the
quorum.
general membership meeting
For an
also
EC.
has to be in person.
The general membership meeting has this weird provision that we were just talking about where it says informal and de facto. So if we choose to interpret that and we choose to authorize that from this body, it would give us room to do so. But I think Mr. Brown is right that it would be dangerous to use that meeting in a binding way to pass the new bylaws. Does that make sense? So what I would suggest is that anything that requires ratification or may require ratification, we should probably decide when that will happen and how much business needs to be done before we get there. Does that make sense?
So maybe we can pick a date right here and now, or which, maybe it'll be the regular general membership meeting in 6 months from now. First Monday of,
Could we just recess it till then?
We could recess this meeting to another time and location. That is allowed.
I mean, for all the trouble our new guests gave us, they sure helped us pay for this event, so.
so if we recess
We
it
could have a
and
new one.
postpone, can we take things off that we postponed?
My suggestion would be there's not really an advantage to recessing this meeting until another one, unless we want to continue this particular session, which the advantage would be a clean deal on the bylaws if we break that. And Mr. Brown, if you have an opinion on this, I would definitely be willing to hear it. But if we recess to a new time and location, we should put it somewhere next year where we can positively plan and make sure that everybody can be here.
I don't see the point in recessing because these things can all be dealt with in a general membership meeting or a special.
The problem is that
So we
if
don't need to continue the convention to another day. We can end this convention and start another event.
I personally think that that's clear.
But then would that be another convention technically?
That would be a special meeting.
So the way that the bylaws are written, it allows for a convention each year, but it's weird in how it does that. We can call a special convention for a special general membership meeting.
That can pass bylaws.
Right. So if we want to be extra safe, in case there's any challenge to the EC, one thing that we could do is we could set the date for the next convention now, and we can ratify any question about this at that convention.
Or could we just declare that we're gonna have at the February general membership meeting on February 2nd, 2026, we're going.
Because the problem is our EC has to meet in person until this is passed. So that means for the entire next.
No, I was going to pass the standing rule of order and operate with that, and then we can ratify at the next convention, which if we call here, will be unimpeachable.
That's still on the floor, right?
That is on the floor.
The session and then you vote on it.
We haven't actually taken the vote. We're a little bit out of order right now, guys. So Mr. D'Angelo is right. You really are good at this. I appreciate that. Yes. So my suggestion, I do not believe that the special rule of order is out of order. I believe it is totally in order. It's really the only way to get business done. If there's any question about validity, we should ratify it at the next convention. If we want to ratify at the next convention, one surefire way to make sure that gets done is to set it now. My suggestion, though, is that we do so with a mind to the time. Earlier is probably better because we're going to be busy with legislative session.
I suggest February 2nd, Monday, February 2nd. It's 6 months from now. It's way before the election season gets into swing. Everybody here now has notification. We're gonna do our bylaws.
Since it's a little bit on the fly, and since we have a lot of members that we probably should check with, let's do this. Let's authorize the executive committee to set the next convention by video conference.
To set the convention or to have the convention?
To set the next special convention by video conference, secondary thing that would allow.
Well, currently we have a motion on the table.
Yeah, that would be my suggestion for after this motion. Let's deal with this first. The motion is to pass a special rule of order to allow us to continue to use executive committee meetings online so that we can all meet. It will require 2/3 to pass, and points have been raised about the potential for challenge, which we'll deal with after this vote. All those in favor, I'm in closed discussion. Anybody have anything else to say? All those in favor?
Unanimous?
Have special.
Just to have.
What you think we can for both general.
The members present.
We have two.
We have two members.
Let's clarify for point of clarification.
Is this executive and general meetings
This will be for the executive committee.
only, not the general?
Well, it interprets that passage in the bylaws, so it would also affect general membership meetings.
Okay.
So future general membership meetings would be allowed to have electronic participation. All right, carries, passes unanimously. All right, and then the next thing would be to authorize or rather order the executive committee to determine the time and place of the next special convention within the next 12 months. And let's say that we authorize them to do this via video conference or email ballot. The reason why is that that gives us another way to make sure that we get to the next convention without an authority crisis of not being able to meet on the same room or all in the same place. So this will be an order to the executive committee to set a special convention within the next 12 months, right, by email ballot or by electronic means.
I edit that. Is that there is software online where if you don't use email and that it's secure voting. And they
Like
do
OpenVote.
use it. Yes, OpenVote.
Yeah.
So instead of email, using OpenVote.
That's not a bad idea. I'm going to say email or overvote. That way we can give us either way, just in case.
Or is
That's a good suggestion.
This is a vote for.
So the vote to order the executive committee to set the next special convention within 12 months by open vote or email ballot.
I just said it now so that we have official notice given.
Because it's really early and we haven't had any time to plan or talk about it, so. I mean, if we could just pick a random date, but I think it'd be better if we work for, especially for the people like who are working hard on this. It'd be nice to know if they've got vacation.
Choose to take it out later. Not choose to take it right now.
The executive committee, if this motion passes, will set it. And really, they would do it anyway. So if this just directs them to do so and gives them authority, just in case there's a challenge. All right. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll move this to a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Vote appears unanimous.
Right, Kevin?
Mr. Milford?
Okay, then yes.
All right, cool, unanimous. There's no other business on the table. I'll entertain the motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All right. Is there any objection to adjourning? I'm declaring this meeting adjourned, hearing no objections. Thank you, everyone, for being part of this.
Can we get the new executive committee to take a picture, please? And can you stop the recording? Admiral, stop the recording.